Okay, so here we go. So we're continuing where we left off last week with our Reader's Theater assignment. Do you have your scripts?
Yes.
Is your part highlighted?
Yes.
Okay. Have you practiced reading it once or twice, maybe 3 times?
Yes.
Okay, you had some practice reading it by yourself. You had some practice together in your group. You're going to continue practicing same way by yourself and with your group, and it's for this purpose. Read it with me. Put your eyes up here. To practice doing what?
Read
With accuracy, good rate, and with expression. So accuracy means you're going to try to read those words, your lines, without making any mistakes. Okay, that's why practice, practice, practice. You're going to read those lines at a good rate. What does that mean? Julina, what does that mean?
Like not too fast and not too slow.
And just kind of at a rate that you speak anyway. Like I'm talking right now. Unless, of course, there's something that you feel should be read quickly, because some of these plays have some exciting things happening, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you might want to speed it up when necessary, if it sounds like it should be. And then with expression. So you should be sounding like the character that you're playing. How many of you are playing the narrator? Raise your hand.
No.
Okay, so what's your job as a narrator? A lot of these other characters are animals. Are you going to try sounding like an animal if you're a narrator?
No.
How do you do that, Ikeda?
You explain.
Okay, we have a friend explaining the job of the narrator. Can you say it one more time?
Like, it explains what's going on in the story.
Yeah, it explains what's going on. And so does that mean as the narrator, since you're just explaining the story, you're not playing a character, does that mean you don't have to use expression?
No.
You should still use expression, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're explaining a story, just when you tell a story, like you go home and you tell a story to your parents of something that happened at school today, your voice changes. If it was something sad, your voice is in a more softer, sad tone. If it's something exciting, your voice sounds exciting. So as the narrator, it's going to be your job to kind of adjust your voice like that. What if you are a goose? How do you sound like a goose?
There's your lyrics.
Okay, but there's no squawking. Ellie, you have a quiet hand. Kind of add some, let's see, Goosey. What's wrong, Handy Lanny? You got to try to do something creative. What if you're from the Very Cranky Bear and you're playing the sheep? Raise your hand if you have suggestions for a sheep's voice. What could you do there? Who is the sheep? Okay, Rhiannon, what are you thinking of doing with your voice as a sheep? This is Rhiannon's turn. Shh. Low and high, maybe shaky, because when they say ah, so your words can come out wavering. Okay, that's a good job. Before we continue with our practice, because a piece of our practice is going to be a little bit different, something that you have not done yet, and I'll tell you in a minute. But I want to make sure, we don't need our computers yet, we're not there yet. I want to make sure that you guys don't have any vocabulary that you're struggling with. So since you just came back from the weekend, you might not remember your lines. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to just skim through the script, especially the parts that you highlighted, the parts that you're going to be reading. And when I do the jingle, raise your hand if there is a word that you're not real sure of the meaning. Because if you're not real sure of what your words mean, you might not be doing your best reading. Okay, so look at your parts, look for words that you're like, I don't know what that means. And then raise your hand if you have one already. Okay, so you don't have a part yet, Malanga? Okay, so I'm going to just let you pick whichever part, and you'll join a group, and you could just partner with somebody, okay? So pick which part and person you want to play, character you play, get your highlighter and highlight your lines. So if you want to be Henny Lenny, you'll go through a whole script, and you'll get your highlighter and highlight everything that Henny Lenny says.
Wait, are you going to be Honey Lenny? Huh? Are you going to be Honey Lenny?
I see one hand going up. Is that hand? Let's get everyone's attention. Is your hand up, Lila, because you are confused on a vocabulary word?
I don't know. I don't have a script.
Because remember you were partnering up with somebody, and so you're sharing. I just gave you one. There's Frankie there. It's at your table. Well, I'll help you find it in a moment. So nobody is confused on any of the words. Is the vocabulary pretty familiar? Adam?
Yeah.
Say it again. Antlers. Everybody say antlers.
Antlers.
Put your heads together, and even if you're not saying that word, even if it's not even the play you're doing, tell each other, what do you know about antlers? What are they? Hayden, see if you can help.
Antlers are animals. No, antlers are stuff that are on a moose's head. Yeah. Antlers are stuff that are on a moose's head.
See, you did know. I heard you say they come from deer and they come from the moose. Are you the moose?
I'm the moose.
Do you have antlers?
I'm the moose.
So what are they? What else can you add to that? Antlers are the, what, Jelena?
Like
What do they remind you of?
branches.
Branches that come off of where?
Trees.
No.
On the
moose.
animal?
No, moose. A moose.
Off of their
A moose.
head, right?
A moose.
So if you're in that play, that's a fancy detail or characteristic or trait that the moose has. What's a fancy trait that the lion has? What do we call it, Lucas?
I'm a lion.
The mane. So if you are talking about the mane that you
I'm a
have in your
lion.
script, that's the hair that's
I'm a
around your
lion.
face. Then you have a beautiful mane, hair coming around your face. Any other words that you might be, a little confused with? Do we know the word cranky?
Yeah.
What's a synonym for cranky? Cambria? Upset. You're cranky.
Angry.
You're in a bad mood.
Angry.
Are you good with the word babbling?
Yes.
Sheep, what are you babbling about? What's babbling? Jamaica.
Socializing so much.
Socializing so much. Do you do a lot of babbling? Sometimes. Yeah, you're talking a lot. And actually, you don't, because babbling is more like when you're just talking, and people don't really want to hear you talking. Okay, so now that we're clear on vocabulary, you can do your best reading. You want to know what you're going to do different?
What?
So remember last week, table 5? Hands should not be on the computers just yet. You will be very soon, but I need to show you what you're using it for. So, no, you are going to practice by recording your lines that you say, and you're going to be recording it on this website. I have the, please do not get on it right now, because I'm going to walk you through how you do this first, but I need everyone's eyes. Hands should not be on the keyboards yet. Everyone's eyes should be over this way. This right here is what you will be typing in to get you to the website where you do your recording. When you type in the online-voice-recorder.com,
You mean like
it'll
sock
take, you're not doing it just yet. You're going to type all of that in when I tell you to. Not yet. Not yet. You're not going to even log on. If you haven't logged onto your computer yet, you can wait.
What
We'll
about
make sure you wait for
sock
it. When you get there, you will see a pretty simple plain page. It's got this red button here with a microphone on it. The microphone is what you click on when you are ready to record your voice. Why are we recording our voice? Well, afterwards, you get to listen to it being played back. What's the point of listening to your voice in your reading? It's because, how is it going to help you? You were going to say something, Cambria? To help you learn the lines, you think just hearing it repeated? Well, I could learn it just reading it over and over again. How is recording it an even better way to practice our reading?
Because like you could probably record it and then like and it's your turn and then you could play it and then as soon as like the it stops you can and then when it's your turn again, you can play it again. If you can, like, pause it.
No, because when you are finally experts at the reading of your lines and you read it together as a group to the rest of the class, you won't be using technology. This is just being used simply to practice with. And you're not going to even really be practicing, well, not at first. At first, you're going to be practicing recording your voice when you do your independent by yourself reading. So here's what it will look like. I'm going to go to my table or somewhere in the room where I can concentrate. I'm going to push the red button. And since this is going to be something you do by yourself, let's just don't make any comments about how I read right now, okay? Because when you do it, no one's going to make comments about how you read. This is so that you can listen back to your voice and you can see if you can spot any mistakes you might have made, or did I sound really well the whole thing? I mean, was there lots of expression?
Why do you feel like doing it and then someone talks really loud and then like they mess it up and then
That's why, okay, and we're going to address that. That's why some of you are going to be finding little corners, because this is going to be done by yourself. So right now I'm going to show you how to work this, and hopefully I won't pick up any more voices. Put your hand down, let me show you. So I'm ready to click. Let me just, I'm going to pretend that I am Moose, okay?
I'm Moose.
So when I'm practicing, I'm only going to read my highlighted lines for Moose. And I don't say Moose when I read it, I just read the words next to my part. Here we go, clicking the red button. Wow, did I click the red button? Wait a minute, I'm sorry. It is, let's start again. See how it even says, click the button to start recording. Here we go. Wow, it's raining dogs and cats outside. My big, beautiful antlers got all wet. Okay, so I click this right here when I want to pause it, and then when I want to play it, I should be able to click this. Wow, it's raining dogs and cats outside. My big, beautiful antlers got all wet.
that's good.
Thank you for your compliment. But as a reader trying to help myself, I might have to listen to that a couple of times because I'm thinking initially just hearing back, I didn't sound so great.
There's a big pause.
I'm telling myself, I paused, and you know what? Now that I am listening to it, and I'm comparing it to the words that are on the paper, I didn't get my words correctly. So I'm gonna listen to it one more time and see the parts that I really need to focus on fixing. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs
outside. My big beautiful antlers got all wet.
So I'm going to try recording it another time. This time I'm noticing that I flip-flopped dogs and cats. It actually says cats and dogs. And I believe on the first recording I said outside. It made sense, but that's not what the text says. The text says out there. And so that is where reading accurately comes in. Matching the words to the text, saying the correct words, saying it correctly. And then the flow, you guys noticed my big pause there because I was stumbling over some words. So I'm going to try and have better flow. So it's going to be a faster reading rate. And then I'm going to see if I can really use expression too. So here we go. You're going to do it momentarily. I'm going to try one more time and see if I can improve my reading.
Wow.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that.
It's raining
Oh, okay.
dogs and cats.
So here's the deal. You want to start over. You want to do a re-recording. So you go back up to the microphone, and the red button should come back. And now I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to be better. Okay, you have faith in me? Here we go. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs out there. My big, beautiful antlers got all wet. Was I better?
Yeah.
Let's listen and see how much better. Faster, and I got the words correct.
And there's not a bitch.
Okay, listen. Oh, gotta
This
push
is
that
a
arrow.
big pause one.
Wow, it's raining cats and dogs out there. My big beautiful antlers got all wet.
Thank you. All right, so listen. Are there questions about how to use this? Do you know how you're gonna get there?
No.
Go ahead and type in online. Go ahead and start typing it right now. Online. Don't leave any spaces after you write online, which is O-N-L-I-N-E. Do not hit a space bar. Hit your dash. Do you know where that is?
Where's the dash?
It's actually
Yeah.
zero.
Oh,
Oh,
there.
I found it already.
Oh, that was good. Okay, good. Record it out now.
Oh, come on.
It's by the equal sign.
I'm not sure.
I'm there.
And if you get there and you have your script, you know your part.
What is this? Smoker, how'd you get this? It won't let me do it. Well, you're not. It won't let me do it. It says all my voice recordings.
You're there. So, and like I was saying, you want to just have your voice get recorded as you practice your part. So you might want to find a quiet corner on the floor somewhere, spread out so that you are not picking up other people's voices. And I'm going to only give you, I don't know, like 5 to 7 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Because then you have to come and bring your lines together and read it as a group. Some kids are absent. We're going to make it work, okay? So right now, raise your hand if you need help getting to the site. And if you're there already, find a spot and practice your line. Voice. What do you do after voice?
What?
Quarter. And first. Okay, you know how to use it?
No.
And again,
It's a big fat raindrops, that's for sure. My golden mane is so. Where's Ron, honey, Lenny? I'll come too.
are you on the website?
Run.
Listen to mine. How do you do that? Listen to mine.
Please don't walk back there because I have the camera.
When I press it, it just disappears.
Hold on.
Did you turn it down calm? Hold on.
Can we play golf?
I want to hear some people read.
Okay.
You need to allow the microphone. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's hear.
I didn't do mine. Should I click like right here and then the volume?
I did it, Miss McBride.
Click the red button. Please allow access to your microphone. You need to allow access.
Where?
Say allow. Click that allow button. Okay.
I already did my part.
What is wrong, honey, Lenny?
What's a big
I'll come
cat?
too.
Go back and listen.
Oh my God, that's fine. I don't think I'm gonna sound right. I can't hear anything.
You need to turn the volume up all the way.
I can't listen because it's like,
Yeah, come over here.
where?
Here.
How's your rating with math? That's just the before you microphone.
Try it again.
No,
Remember, we are practicing independently.
What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too. Fast, 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 fast. There.
Push play.
Let me see if it sounds good.
Remember, we are practicing independently.
What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too.
You should say, I'll come too. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Something when I press the red button.
I'll help you. Let me put this back.
Wait, did you end the video?
Nope, we are still recording, so just keep on practicing. Careful, don't knock it.
What if it knocks it? What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too. What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too. Yeah, that's my script. And then it says, "Whoa, birds!" Yes, yeah, that's what I did.
If you're too close to other students, what happens, Leonardo? Yes, because I was talking to the class when Leonardo was about ready to record, and you heard me more, huh? So I'm giving everybody 1 minute, only 1 minute. If you did not get a chance to do all of your lines, that's okay. I want to see how well you can do in your group. So in 1 minute.
But your voice is in my recording. What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too. Run! Oh my gosh, it's like... What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too. Run! Okay, that's just a long...
Less than 1 minute now.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. What is wrong, Henny Lenny? I'll come too.
I will give table points to tables that can have their computers closed, so no sound, and everybody seated at your regular desk. So I heard some great expression. How many of you are still stuck on any words? You're stuck on some words? The good thing is you are buddying up with somebody. When you practice in your groups, you have to think of what your end outcome is going to be. You're going to be called up here to the front of the class in your group, one group at a time, and you're going to be asked to together do the play, read your part, and listen, shh. If you don't do your best job, not just while you do your lines, but together as a whole, your performance might not be the greatest. Okay, listen. Well, when I say performing, I mean the group, however many characters are in your group, 7 or whatever. You'll come up here, you'll be doing your reading, and you are going to be evaluating each other. How well do your friends who are in your group, how well do they read and do all these things? You have what's called a rubric. It's the little scale that we use sometimes for grading things. So you have 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like all of your assignments are graded, mostly. Does not meet the requirements. Partially meets the requirements, exceeds the requirements. So exceeds, you means you go above and beyond. It's like near perfect, okay? So you're grading yourself and each other. I'm gonna give everybody one of these before you go into your groups so that you know what you should be working hard on doing. So miscues. Reads making many miscues. Miscues are those mistakes. You are having trouble sounding words out. Okay, if you do that often, then that's something that you need to work on. Maybe you pause every once in a while because you're stuck. And if you are struggling, the other people in your group should step in and help you, because I'm pretty positive that every group will have other people who can give help to someone who's struggling. And I'm counting on you to do that, okay? Helping each other. because the goal is to be able to read the whole play like it's a conversation between the characters, okay? Which leads me to another thing. When you are reading, even though it's not your part to read, does that mean you can go off and look around the room or start talking to other people who aren't reading either? Is that okay to do that?
You have to listen.
No, right. So you have to follow along and track with your finger, because that's going to help you with your fluency. You're going to learn new words maybe, even if they're not ones that you're reading. And it's going to make sure that you are ready when it's your turn to read. Because what if you're not paying attention and suddenly everybody else is finished with their reading and the group is quiet and they're all looking at you, but then you don't even realize it? You got to be ready and know when it's your turn to read, so please pay attention. Okay, and then also if you are not just struggling on a word, but maybe not using the best expression, maybe you read a line like this. You say something, "What's wrong, Henny Lenny?" And then the others in the group think, okay, you know what, can I pause you, or Goosey Lucy, that's Goosey Lucy's line. Why don't you read your line this way? I'm counting on you to give suggestions to your friends who are playing their part. You might say, you know what, that line would sound better since it is a question. What is wrong, Henny Lenny? Okay, so you're working together, you're helping each other. So you're also going to be graded on the scale here, expression and volume. If you're too quiet, or you're sounding like a robot, you're reading, "Oh no, the sky is falling." Is that going to give you a 3 or a 4?
No.
So make suggestions. If someone sounds like that, help them out so that they're using more expression. And then group collaboration. You know about collaboration. We do all kinds of collaboration. You're working as a team. If there is a low level of teamwork, too many people are off task, too many people are playing around, not helping each other, you might get a 1 or a 2. If you want a 3 or a 4, I want to see people helping each other. I want to see everyone paying attention, tracking with your finger even when it's not their turn to read, okay? Because you got to work as a team to give the best performance, yes. If you end up at the performance time when you come up and read to the class, if your play ends up taking a really long time because you're all disorganized and no one's really helping each other, that's going to knock you down on the rubric as well. So collaboration is just as important as all of these other things, reading with good rate and accuracy, okay? Just self-evaluating. We're trying to see, we're saying, how good of a job did I do? I'm gonna give you guys your rubric. You're gonna go into your groups. At the end of the group, the reading of your entire play, you're gonna talk to each other about who did what well. And then everyone will fill out the rubric, making sure you put your name at the top. You can also put the name of your play, and I will collect them. So as soon as we pass these out, you can find each other. And remember the spots that you worked in last time as a group. Go to those same spots, okay? You can still find your spot. Okay, don't leave yet. I gotta give you your rubric. Alright, go practice as a group.
Where's my group?
So you were absent. Let's see which, you know what? Rayleigh's not here. Raise your hand if you had Rayleigh's group. You're part of Rayleigh's group. Okay, Parker, go join Rayleigh's group since you were absent.
Let's read it together. Oh no, Rose and Eleni.
So what?
They're both Henny Lenny.
Wait, if you're Henny and she's Henny, you have to read the first part and she has to read the second part.
Let's start the play. Who's narrator?
I am.
Let's hear it. Start us off. Go.
One day, Henny Lenny was taking a walk. Then something fell on his head.
Good job tracking with your fingers.
I have to go in the other.
Henny Lenny ran down the road to Goosey Lucy's house.
What is wrong, Henny Lenny? The sky's falling. I'll come soon.
So Henny Lenny and Goosey Lucy ran down the road. Soon they met Ducky Lucky.
Sounds pretty good.
What is wrong, Henny Lenny?
The sky is falling. I have to go warn the others.
I'll come soon. So Henny Lenny, Goosey Lucy, and Ducky Lucky ran down the road. So then they met Turkey Lurkey.
What is wrong, Henny Lenny? The sky is falling. I have to go warn the others.
Let's stop the girls for a moment. I know we have two people playing Henny Lenny. What punctuation mark do you see at the end of both of their sentences?
A question mark.
It's not a question mark.
It's an exclamation
Okay, so raise your
mark.
hand if you have a suggestion for them based on that punctuation mark, Parker.
Say it like louder.
I mean, the sky is falling. My goodness gracious. Can one person demonstrate for them how it could sound? One person. Okay, Liam, thank you for raising your hand.
The sky is falling. I gotta go warn the others.
Oh, yes, so dramatic. Let's have them reread to see if they can do that. So back up in the text. Go back to your line, the girls. Go for it. Reread that line. The sky is falling line.
The sky is falling. I have to go warn the others.
I'll come too.
Okay, good job. Keep going.
Henny Lenny, Goosey Lucy, and Ducky Lucky